beautiful people. Hello, 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 and welcome again to another episode of Where is Neva? Where is Neva? Where is Neva? Where is Neva? Where is she? Where is she? Where is she? I hope you are feeling good. I hope you're doing great, and I'm glad that you're here. My name is JeMonica if you do not know me. If you know me, hey, and welcome again. Today we're going to talk about my experience at Cape Coast Castle while I was in Ghana. That experience in itself was very, very bittersweet. Growing up in America, I didn't really know any knowledge about my West African history or my culture when it comes to Africa or wherever my ancestors are from, or anything about the Cape Coast Castle. I knew a little bit about the Atlantic slave trade. I knew about the ship. But my knowledge was very book smart. It was all in the books or the documentaries I watched. So going to Ghana and visiting one of 40 slave castles really threw me apart. Literally, and to this day, I still can't believe that I went. And I challenge anybody watching this video that they should go, or if you're about to go, please go. It will literally change your life. I went to Cape Coast Castle the first time. I went with a group of African Americans, and I didn't know what I signed myself up for. I heard a little bit about what Cape Coast Castle is, but once again, my little knowledge didn't match to my experience. And so going with a group of my peers that have somewhat the story and history that I do was incredible. It was needed, and I appreciate it. And I appreciate those that I went with. So walking into this castle, it was this door, and you walk on this bridge, and then you go inside the store, and then on the right side is the shop where they have souvenirs and whatever, and then on the left side is the museum. So we met our tour guide. His name was Sebastian, and he was remarkable. His storytelling skills was incredible. Like, I never met somebody who can share such a deep, dark period in our life in such a powerful measure. Like, I never physically met somebody that can do that. And so him sharing the story had me in tears. So when you go to Cape Coast Castle, please reach out to Sebastian. He's a great man. Open up the story telling us, welcome back home. Welcome back home. And this is a story that's going to hit you different than your other brothers and sisters from Africa, or even from different countries. This experience is going to be heartfelt. And listening to him speak, my intuition told me to not record. So I'm not going to have much content to show you the visuals of Cape Coast Castle, but I can tell you my experience by word. Cape Coast Castle is one out of 40 slave castles. When Cape Coast Castle was originally made, it was made for the trading of timber and gold, but then changed into Atlantic slave trade. They sold and enslaved and shipped off so many slaves. They kept them in this small room where there was no ventilation, where there was human waste all on the ground, and it was scary. It was scary. No, when I walked in, I didn't see that, but I clearly felt the energy, and I smelt it. Like, that smell was so provoking. It was nuts. Like, I touched the walls where I knew my ancestors were there. I touched the walls and I knew my ancestors were there. Just talking about it now makes me want to cry, because it's just like, it was crazy. It was crazy. And to know that they weren't treated as humans, to know that They were on top of each other, sitting in their own ways, knowing that they couldn't look outside unless they entered the door of no return. And that door of no return is there so that the slaves can go and get on the ships so that they can make it to the Americas. It's the Caribbean, South America, or the United States. They will get on the ship and leave their siblings, leave their mothers, leave their cousins, leave all their family members, and not even know where they're going. That experience, to actually touch that door, to actually walk through that door, brought chills to me. As I walked through that castle, all I could say was, I love you, and I miss you, and I'm thankful. Thank you for risking your life so that I can be here. Thank you for living. Thank you for doing what you needed to do at that time. It was crazy, y'all. It was nuts. I mean, I still to this day, I don't have much words to tell you because you have to experience to see it and feel it and believe it. I believe all my sisters and brothers around the world need to go to that castle, need to go and feel the walls, need to go and smell the smells, and understand there's a reason behind why we need to do what we're doing, that the message that there's a reason behind everything we do. Our ancestors literally died for this. They were kept in small spaces, separated by genders, whipped, beat, raped, so that we can do this. So that I'm able to create this content. Cape Coast Castle literally changed my life. So as I walked through Cape Coast Castle, I didn't record much. I listened to Sebastian's phenomenal storytelling skills. And I walked with my brothers and sisters from America. And I was quiet. And it was crazy because people were laughing sometimes. And I'm not talking about my brothers and sisters from America, but the other people around us. There was white people, there was Africans from Africa. It was a group of different people, and people were laughing, and I don't know what they were laughing about, but it was disturbing because it's just like, for me, I can't laugh knowing this is what happened, knowing this is the truth. Knowing I can physically see this. This is not just something I'm reading. I can smell it. I can feel it. The energy is here. I get quiet. I can hear the callings. It's nuts. It's nuts. And not only that, I was questioned by some of my African brothers and sisters from the country. Asked me why did I feel the way I felt. And this is for them. The reason why I was so sad and so heartbroken while walking through Cape Coast Castle is because my ancestors were stripped away from the home that you all have. The home that I didn't know about. The home that the media portrayed as not being what it is, the home that my heart now loves, the home that Africa is. I was stripped away from that. And this is a whole castle. This is a vessel of what stripped my ancestors away from. Brothers and sisters, you are my brothers, you are my sisters from the country that my mother was stripped away from, that my grandmother was stripped away from, that my cousins were stripped away from. And I'm here to rebuild that bridge. Cape Coast Castle taught me why I needed to go even harder in my fight to connect Africans and African Americans and Africans globally. Not just African Americans, but Africans globally. Cape Coast Castle birth projects in the making and projects that I've already made called Beyond the Return Poetry Visual. Cape Coast Castle is the castle where a lot of my ancestors' wildest dreams were kept. And now I have the key to unlock them. Family, when you have the chance or when you can, please go to Ghana and visit Cape Coast Castle. It will change your life. Thank you, family. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please comment, reshare, and subscribe. I'm sending you all love, lights, and happiness and reassurance. I love you all. Bye. Where is Neva? Where is Neva?